welcome everybody to session 5 with strobe lights intact of Inception Live. You know, when I start the games, I usually will go over my loose GM rules, just so everybody's on the same page. Know your own talents is number 1. I try to keep track, but with lots of players it gets tricky. If you're supposed to ignore setback dice or whatever, just let me know. I'll try to do my best, but I'll often forget. If the rules get complex, I do have a few PDFs pulled up on my computer, but I really think that pacing is important, and so I'm not going to spend a lot of time being a rules lawyer. So if I make a ruling, just kind of go with it. If it's a big deal and I'm wrong, we'll change it later. Number 3 is be proactive. Please suggest roles for me. This system really works best when there's a lot of back and forth between the GM and the players. Number 4 is don't overthink things. I'm not going to try to, even though the party could all die, and I've done it before, I'm not going to be out to get anybody. And I'm doing it for everybody's fun. So if you think that things aren't going the party's way, just kind of roll with it and trust me. And that brings me to number 5. Trust is key. You trust me, I trust you. I'm not going to ask you any questions about your character sheet. If you are a cheater, that sucks for you. And you know, if the only pleasure in life you get is cheating in a role-playing game, making believe with a bunch of 30-year-olds, you have bigger problems. So I'll throw you that. I'll throw you a bone on that.
Hey. I'm not 30, man. I'm 26.
Yeah, I'm closer to 40, so...
Congratulations on finishing your first semester, by the way. That's awesome.
Thanks. I just enrolled in some new classes today.
Sweet. You start back up again January? First week of January, probably?
19th, actually.
Sweet. All right. I'm going to open up the Dice Roller app here. And we're going to roll Destiny points. Who wants to go first? Bruno?
Yep. I just need to fire it up.
Let's roll it up.
I was fixing mine and forgot about getting the right one. So I rolled 2, right? Because of my first rating 2. Or not?
I think everybody just rolls 1. I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, my luck
On dark side.
is...
All right. And Duff.
I
dark
rolled.
side. And Hermit.
Hold on a sec. That's weird. It doesn't have any dark side herb.
It's the white die.
That's the white one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What you got, son?
I'm not sure how to translate this.
It's just black
giving
or
me
white.
Percentages. It's white.
White, okay. Now I'm going to roll 1 more, just for, like, the NPCs.
It's going to be a rough opening, it looks like.
Yeah, we got 4 to play with. It's all good. For this episode. All right, brothers and sisters.
I should just buy some of these dice.
Yeah, I have them. I have some. I don't know where the hell they are. I think they're in my basement with all the other stuff. So
I have 3 sets and don't use none of them.
all right, guys, here we go. I'm going to paste it into the chat. search of a secret Jedi temple on the ocean world of Manaan, a band of adventurers has discovered a secret star map that they may point the way towards an ancient relic of the Celestials. However, all is not well on the Blue Planet. Realizing a sect of the Empire calling themselves the First Order will soon attack, recently resurfaced Jedi Master Kirix has petitioned the New Republic for aid. It had been promised, but will it come in time? And I hear music in the background. It's all good though.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, mistake. I need to take a peek beforehand. So as the camera pans down, you just see Otto City right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as the camera pans down, it goes over Otto City, and we're going to open up the session just with a little bit of RP. Now, you might have noticed that what I just went over is a little bit different and a little bit further along on the timeline than what we are on the PvP game. So what's basically happened is, maybe another day or two has passed, and you has done some more information gathering, and there's basically a little bit of infighting between the Empire proper and the sect calling themselves the First Order. And the involvement here seems to be the First Order mainly, although both parties may indeed be interested. And you found out through the same means that the assault on this place is going to be overwhelming. There could be 5 Jedi Masters here, and it wouldn't matter. Star Destroyers in orbit, everything. And so Balg gets on a holo terminal and puts in a call to the New Republic and has a discussion with General Solo at this point, Leia Organa Solo, and they are sending a very large force as well, but your suspicions are it's not going to arrive in time. So you guys are kind of making preparations for this assault. Now, I didn't get to RP with you a little bit, Hermit, about your result on your roll.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you kind of learned that they are going to kind of focus their attacks on one of the sectors in the city.
Right.
And the layout of the city is I think I mentioned it. It's kind of odd. It's like let me get freehand. So let me see if can you see me drawing there?
Nothing yet. Oh, there we go. Yes, I see it.
Yeah, so basically I'm making this up. This is not thematic, but it's thematic for this game. Basically, the city kind of has these giant kind of half steel, half ray shielded things that in cases of emergency, they kind of go up. Mm-hmm. And the engineering reason for it is kind of simple. It's like, if something would happen, it starts to sink, or if there's a flood, if there's a typhoon, it can lock off one sector so the whole thing doesn't get flooded. And so that's where you guys are at right now. It's been estimated that it's only a few hours before this assault happens. You're making some last minute preparations, and that's where we have our characters opening.
Now, do I know which of these sections that the Empire is going to make their landing?
Yeah. They're going to be near where you are.
Right.
Which is right here. Okay.
Okay.
And this is just RP stuff mostly, but the reason, and you can say, well, why don't they just take a submersible down from somewhere else? Something about that facility you guys were first in has a special type of vehicle that allows you to go into this rift the Racket Rift, and that's where the star map's located, and that's where you guys have already been down to the temple and explored it and everything else. So, but they're going to have to take over that point.
Can we try to? So Malek looks at Ivar and he's like, "You've been here the longest of all of us. So, is there any way we can try to enlist some of the local militia to help us in this sector when the Empire invades?"
We can certainly give it a shot, but I don't know how effective that will be. I mean, in these kind of scenarios, the best you can do is buy time. You have no chance whatsoever in repelling an attack of this magnitude.
Malek's
Unless
like,
you've
"Yeah."
got some heavy firepower.
He's like, "I think you're right. We should leave. We can get out of here. One ship they're not going to worry about." Kirix, I know you're going to disagree with me as usual, but if this is a waste, if we can't do anything, then why even bother?
Who told you we can't do anything?
Yeah, I never said that nothing can be done.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
just
we can
saying
slow
that-
him down long enough. I mean, is it worth? I don't know why do they care about this thing? Do we care? Did they take this planet? I mean, afterwards the Republic's going to be here, and then they can fight them for it.
So Baug speaks up a little bit. He's kind of has his back turned. He turns to you, and he has his breath mask and his deep voice, and he says that you don't know the power of this thing that they're after. This sort of ancient technology, it's made by the builders, the architects of entire solar systems. We do not want the Empire getting a hold of whatever's there. And he also says, furthermore, you must stay present and be in the moment. You must find your meaning in whatever context you find yourself in. In this scenario, it's our duty to protect the civilians here, protect life and limb, even if it means that we come to our very end.
Speak for
right,
yourself.
hamster.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, this is another moment where I understand our points of view are very different from one another, so I understand if you don't want to, but as always, your help is very appreciated, so don't leave us, please.
Malek's like, "Well, I don't want to leave you guys. I like you just fine. I don't particularly like seeing civilians killed either. However, let's get the local governor or whoever runs this place and get in contact with him and see if he can make it worth our while. And if he can loan us some troops to help us. I mean, there's only, 4 of us with the R4? I mean, what are we going to do against the army?"
Why everything with you relates to credits?
I like money. I have to eat.
Yeah, me too. But we don't. What the?
At that point, these giant alarms start to just echo out over the city, and a loud speaker says, "Enemy forces have been spotted coming out of hyperspace. Prepare yourselves accordingly."
Well, this is it. If you want to leave, that's your cue.
He's
But
like,
don't.
"Well, it probably can't now
Yeah, you get
because
shot down
they're in
immediately.
orbit."
Now, I've lived through, I imagine, invasions like this. Is there a certain standard protocol that is followed? Like, for example, all civilians need to evacuate to a certain shelter or something like that?
There might be, and what I'm going to do is give each of you guys one roll
Okay.
to see how things are. And so as this situation, and this is a very peaceful planet, they're not really that well armed.
Right.
But as kind of a free round because of your RP, so the situation is you have about 2,000 civilians kind of in this sector that haven't been kind of evacuated. and the way to evacuate them is down to the deeps, down to the sublevels that like lead down into the submersibles. But if they get down there, it's so convoluted they would have at least some chance of,
Survival.
at least until the Republic got there. So, on this round, you guys can do, leadership, knowledge warfare, survival, discipline, skullduggery, whatever you guys think. Each person gets one roll. And it's going to be against average difficulty with a setback, just because of the this kind of hurried nature of things.
How about coordination?
Coordination is more like athletic type of coordination in this system.
Yeah.
When you read it.
Okay.
Warfare?
Knowledge warfare, yeah, that'd be a good one. You want to go ahead?
I'll try that. So, you said 2 difficulties and a setback?
Yes.
Alright, so I think I have, 2 greens and a yellow in warfare?
Your warfare is going to be Iverson. Warfare. I have you at 1 yellow and 1 green, but I might be wrong.
No, that sounds about right, too.
What's your intellect? Is it probably 2?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Alright. That sounds fine by me.
Yeah.
I'll give it a roll.
I did warfare as well.
Let's see what Hermit does, and we'll kind of make ourselves a narrative.
Alright. Let's see here. It's coming out weirdly, but I guess it's showing 2 successes, a triumph, and a threat.
Yeah,
All right.
This is a very good success.
So, in the next scenario, we're going to be more nuanced, but on this free round, it's just going to be like kind of pass-fail, except for the 2 triumphs. So, what I'm going to do, you, Tet and Scout both failed. Okay, so I'm not going to adjust the number. And so with Ivar's success, that allows the people kind of above ground, he kind of gets the word out early. And now you're at about 1,800 civilians above ground, and you have about 200 protected, just kind of getting the word out. And then I want you guys to be creative and tell me a way you want to use those 2 triumphs. 2 triumphs.
I've got 2 advantages.
I'm ignoring the advantages and threats this round. I have uses for them once the encounter starts. This is like a pre-encounter.
Okay.
So, but triumphs, I don't want to ignore those. I don't want to ignore triumphs.
How about
so we have 2 of them.
So Malek, I assume we have access to the defense systems right now, as we're trying to help these people. So Malek basically tries to deploy like fake satellites, or use satellites that are already there to maybe alter any, the coordinates, like to try to interrupt the coordinates from the ships, to maybe make some of the attackers land in a different section than this, to get them away from this attack area.
Yeah, that's something like that could work. And okay.
Maybe into a more heavily guarded area, or an inaccessible area, something like that, so they can't do like a bunch of damage to the people there either. But
all right, so I kind of have a consequence of that, how it's going to play out. I'm just going to write it down here.
okay.
So okay.
That's what I was thinking.
I
What?
can just double the effect of.
No.
He was talking to
Wolf.
Wolf. What Wolf said.
Wolf texted something.
Okay. You want to do something similar then? Just kind of make it more powerful.
Yes, just spread as much confusion as possible for the imps once they try and make landfall.
Or did you want to scramble the ground forces? Like, is that what you
Yes.
want to do?
Okay. So how about one of you does like the damage that fighters would do, kind of mess with their sensors,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of you kind of
Jam their
messes with the
comms.
ground forces that land. Yeah, jam their comms.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. Okay, so let's go with that, and then just going to be forces added.
I mean, because it's pretty well known that stormtroopers, they work best when they're working as a combined element. But if you can isolate them, they're pretty easy pickings.
Sounds like a good plan to me. All right, brothers and sisters. All of a sudden overhead, just fighters appear out of nowhere, and you just hear, you hear bombs just exploding and all that stuff in the distance. And what few fighters Alto City has, like, they're given the order to launch. And
Is
then,
our
high in the sky, you see a space battle starting to happen.
is our ace joining in that conflict?
Yeah, you guys are actually have you've made arrangements, and Elsa and the Ace and Gem Starliner have your freighter up there, and they have the new ship.
What model
They've
ship
been
is it?
scrambled.
It was a fighter, right, of some sort.
Right. Is it like an X-wing?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
an
not
A-wing?
Like a headhunter would be pretty sweet. One of
Oh,
those,
like a
C-
Z-96?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we get that
So-
for the tentacles? Is that the one we got for the tentacles?
Her
I
services.
think you got the ally for. Yeah. That stuff will come more into play next session.
Okay.
So at this point, we're kind of talking like high-level tactical combat, and you guys, fighting is going street by street. Every once in a while, a shuttle will sneak through. A shuttle will sneak through and land some troops, and so kind of you get reports of fighting breaking out in your sector. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse, but you have made these arrangements, and you already have some civilians kind of saved. So at this point, we're going to make some more rolls, and we're going to do 2 more rounds of rolls like that. So what else would you want to try?
The same rules?
Well, you can do something else if you want. Knowledge warfare, I can't believe you failed. Your knowledge warfare is really good.
Yes, for green.
For greens is good.
Yeah, but I don't have any other option really.
Okay.
Malek says, I can try to find... Is R4 with us, or is he on the ship?
R4 is with you guys.
I ask R4, I'm like, R4, see if you can locate the largest amount of civilians in this area, and I'll try to lead them to safety. And what I would do with that is I would try to use my stealth to get them into any way they can get down into the lower levels.
Yes, some
Sweet.
schematics would be most useful, especially
Yeah.
if I can find
Yep.
vantage points.
All right, so yeah, you guys can use R4 as a resource, okay? As long as you don't overly utilize him, he's just going to be an RP partner. With the exception of sometimes you might want to use his computers or whatever.
Right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to produce those schematics for you. So do you want to do your stealth?
Yep.
Okay.
So is this against 2 purple still?
Two purple, 1 black.
Yep.
Bo, can I use discipline?
Absolutely.
My discipline's better.
Yeah, I'm just using my stealth because that's pretty much the best thing I have to do here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you go out on a little sortie.
Right.
Okay. So you succeed with the threat.
Yep.
So you find a big concentration of civilians, and you're able to, sneak through and get them to safety. Okay, so you save about 200 civilians. So you have about 1,600 now above ground, and you have about 400 that you guys have saved and are huddling in the tunnels.
Hermit needs to roll too, right? He could probably.
Let me. So your threat is going to be. I need to set my iPad not to time out here.
All right.
So the threat is. Okay, that threat actually doesn't count because of what Hermit did with his role beforehand with jamming the comms. So threat often will add some forces later on, but those forces can't get to where they need to go because the communication's scrambled. So that's pretty cool. Bruno.
Yep.
You try to instill discipline on these folks.
Yeah, but could not.
They're just too scared, and even you can't help them. But with the 2 advantage, you do get some advantages with that.
Cool. I thought you were ignoring me.
No.
Just on the first one. Just on the free one or whatever, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, just on the free one. This is like started. Do you want me to roll for you, Hermit? And just tell me what you roll. It might be easier so everybody can see.
Okay, sure. What is my agility? Would that be the?
Well, agility is like a characteristic.
Oh, right. I mean, what's my stealth? I meant to say.
Your stealth is going to be based off
It's
your
off your
cunning.
agility.
I think it's 2 greens for you because you don't have it trained.
What's his agility though? That's his base
2.
characteristic. No,
Oh,
so,
3. I'm sorry.
so he's gonna roll 3 greens probably.
Yeah, 3 greens.
All right, do that then.
Ivar goes
Alright.
off for a while to do the sortie.
So 3 greens. Oh, you succeed. So
Yay.
you're able to save 200 more civilians. So you have 14 above ground still, and 600 in the deeps. You haven't had in your sector like no civilian casualties just yet. So that's
Not
good.
bad.
Oh, actually, you've had 200 casualties. I'm sorry, because Kirix failed miserably.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that.
So basically, some of the guys that he was trying to instill discipline upon ran out into the streets and just got shot.
Just got mowed down.
Wait, but I have two advantages. Come on.
Those advantages help.
Okay, maybe I did not say anything. Okay.
No, I got my iPad. I knew you were doing work. Oh, you were losing your voice. Alright, good night. I got my iPad, thank you. She needs to make that money. Alright, so that ends.
So, Bo, before we go ahead, With that, with those two advantages, can I at least avoid their death? For example, maybe I could not save them, but they're kinda safe in another place. Like they moved to the other side and got stuck, but not dead.
I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
But it's also going to take away the advantage I was going to give you down the road.
No problem. Better than having people dead.
Okay.
Says you.
You'll say that. You'll say that when your whole party gets wiped out. All right. So there are 1,400 above ground, 600 evacuated at this point. No casualties. All right, guys. So at this point, the city's starting to be overrun, and oddly, not above ground, but through the ocean, a submersible comes. And at this point, the Empire unloads most of their forces, and they're just starting to overrun the place.
Ah, damn it. Oh crap.
So the fighting's continuing, and just things are becoming more and more frantic. So Malek was successful on his sortie, and Ivar really helped out as well. Kirix really tried hard, didn't get anybody killed, but didn't really evacuate anybody either. So let's do one more round of that to see what happens.
Instead of doing stealth, can I start picking off stormtroopers to try to help people escape? Malek will set up like a sniper nest somewhere and out a window and just start shooting people.
Yeah, man, that sounds
That
sweet.
should be my job, man.
We could both do it. Same thing.
Why don't you guys work together? I'll give each of you a boost on your roll because you've got each other's back. You're working as a team.
All right. Plus, I'll use my, my sniper or true aim and all that.
All right.
We got a boost.
Yeah, he'll get 2 boosts though, right, Ivar?
Yes, I think so.
So what are you going to do? What are you just going to use, like your ranged heavy?
I am, yeah.
Ivar
Well,
probably would.
I only have the carbine, so
That's fine. It's good RP.
all right, whatever. I mean, they're both the same with the light and the heavy, skill-wise.
Let's roll Ivar first. And he's going to be range. It's like what? I have 1 purple, 2 greens. And then I'm going to give you 2 blues. Sound legit?
Shouldn't there be a yellow in there as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. 1 yellow, 2 greens, and 2 blues.
Yes. Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Ah, wham!
Not bad.
So these troopers are kind of just flooding through the streets, and from above there's a sniper that's hidden. There's actually 2 of them. They just get dropped. And so every time they're about ready to mow down one of the civilians get away. So you save 200 more of them. You have 1,200 above ground. You have 800 of them saved. And what you get? 2 advantages?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'll take note of that. All right. You rolled up, Ted.
Holy crap!
Wow.
That's a smart tactic, actually. What Wolf suggested.
I don't have my chat.
3 successes, 3 advantages, and 1 triumph.
There you go.
So now
That's
you have.
just crazy.
You're doing the same thing. You guys are working together.
Yep.
So you have 1,000 people saved, 1,000 still above ground, no civilian casualties. You guys are sharpshooting.
So, can I decide what to use my triumph on?
Yeah.
Can I save an additional 200 people?
Yes.
I take out a squad, or we take out a squad of stormtroopers and a big chunk of them with a high-ranking commander. Just
Yeah, so
turn,
there's like this,
blast
like
him in
down-
his skull.
Yeah, there's a around the corner you see a big one of those big hover tanks, and it's surrounded by a legion of stormtroopers, and you know, Nazi style, out of that tank there's a one of
Guys.
the Imperial officers. He just blow his brains out, and he falls back into this thing, and somehow the entire thing just explodes. You take
Like
out
careens into the ground, basically.
Yeah. So you save 200 more. So the tides have turned. Now you've saved 1,200, and you have 800 still above ground. And it's Kirix's turn.
Yeah, I'll try discipline once more. Maybe this time I'll get any successes.
There you go.
Finally. Okay, so I'm asking people to calm down and go quietly through in that direction to find a safe spot for them and stay out of the streets. So I'm directing them to stay out of the conflict and get out of the danger zone.
All right. So at this point, you guys have done a really good job. You see smoke rising in the distance. You even see above the clouds like tips of Star Destroyers. Just shit's going poorly, but you're making the best of a bad situation. They've kind of cornered you. You're defending the access point to the rift at all costs, and they've kind of cornered you back into this one area, and you just need to fend off this assault long enough for the final 600 civilians to make it, basically. Okay?
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Alright.
Actually, have the shields gone up as far as each section of the city?
Yeah, those went up as soon as like the alarm started to sound.
Okay, never mind then.
So they're really concentrating on their attack on kind of where you are. So you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let me give it a second here to get you guys all. Let me get your tunes out here on the board, okay? Malek. Kirix.
Yep.
Alright, let me get your tune out here. And Elsa's in orbit. She calms down to you guys. Nice shooting, guys. The fighting's really bad up here, but it looks like you guys are holding your own down there in Sector 4.
They're gonna name this sector after me after what I've done today.
R4 gives a few beeps.
R4 is recording it for posterity.
All right. All right, so here's we are. And you guys figure that this last wave of assault is going to be, you know, in the distance there.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And you guys get to tell me how you want to position yourself. You know, you can be kind of down here behind the crates and cover firing. The sharpshooters could be, you know, up above, take a sniper position. You could be
As long as it isn't as long as it isn't a walkway, I'll be fine. Okay.
There is a walkway up here. You see that?
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that.
Okay. Okay, so um, let me see here. Switch one. So it's negative.
I think I'll just stay in cover. Basically where I am.
You guys did really well in that last challenge. You guys didn't basically have any failures. Except, Kirix had the one, but he didn't.
Yeah, why would you remind it?
Nobody.
Let's just forget about it.
Nobody got killed. Nobody got killed. All right. So what are you guys going to do? Where are you going to stay positioned?
I was thinking. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This is all very narrow. So.
Right. I was thinking of taking up a. How do you do the ping again?
Hold it. Click and hold.
Right there. I was thinking of setting up shop there and just kind of firing from like a prone position.
That's sweet. So I'll give you attacks against you. We'll get a setback.
All right.
Okay. Up there. So I'm gonna.
Anyone want to be my spotter?
Yeah, I can't because I'm going in.
R4 can. He has good sensors.
Not my first choice, but better than nothing.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, we shouldn't be in the same location. I'm afraid they're gonna like throw a grenade at us or something if we're clustered up too close. So I'll just basically stay behind cover right around here is fine.
All right, I'll just kind of leave your
yeah,
token
that's
where
fine.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Kirix.
Yeah, I'm going in. As soon as they reach medium range, I'm gonna spend 2 strain to make 2 maneuvers to get to them.
Oh, cool.
And I'm gonna flash my newly purified lightsaber.
Right. Yeah. So he did purify that, by the way, guys. Okay. So the way this works is they start out at long range. Okay. And I'm gonna roll initiative for each of the 3 groups right now. So let's do. My time was really tight. I like to do the initiatives first, or ahead of time, but I just didn't have time, unfortunately, guys. So this is going to be a cool for everybody involved. If that makes any sense. And that's based on cunning, I believe, right?
No, it's presence.
Mm-hmm.
Is it presence?
Yeah.
Very good.
So, yeah.
Or yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. So this
Oops,
guy's gonna.
Shit. I rolled I rolled a threat. I shouldn't have a setback, right? Do threats and advantages matter in initiative? They don't, right?
No,
they do for tiebreakers. I mean.
Okay. Well, basically, I should have 1 success and 2 advantages because I shouldn't have that.
So Malek, 1 success, 2 advantage. You want to roll yours up? Is that yours, Kirix?
Mine is just 2 advantages.
And Ivar? You want to roll yours on your own, or you want me to roll it?
You can go ahead.
Alright, so you have it trained, actually, so it's going to be 1 yellow, 2 greens. Ooh, you're going to be going first, I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, you guys in the system can swap spots. And I'm gonna roll some here. I'm gonna roll that.
Well, I'm thinking I would probably want to hold fire because I don't want to give away my position right off the bat.
And then I'm gonna do for the stormtrooper groups. They're gonna be going last. Okay. So looking at this, it's gonna be Ivar, you're gonna be going first.
Okay. I think what I'll try and do is just track their movements for now and relay what I'm seeing them do to the others while they're in cover. And just let them, give them an idea of what to expect.
Okay, I'm just writing down some stuff here. Alright, so that's what you're gonna do? You're not gonna...
Yes.
You're not gonna fire on anything?
No, they're too far away at the moment. I don't want to risk, missing.
So you just want to call out positions and...
Yes.
Like
Okay.
pass a boost dice over to us, maybe?
Yes,
Something like that.
Maybe.
that's the idea.
I let you do that to pass a boost to both of them since you're using your entire turn to do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And now it's actually an NPC's turn. And long range, so we're gonna go. So long range is what? Short? It's 3 purple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 purple. And it's going to be against. It's going to be against Ivar.
They already spotted me.
Let's just wait. It's going to be against Ivar, and you're at long range, and you get a setback too, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be that.
Watch one of them just pull out a missile tube and.
That's why I didn't want to stand together.
All right. I kind of hope this misses.
Weird.
So something explodes above your head, and it didn't come from any of those stormtroopers. And so, what I want you to do, Ivar, is make a perception roll,
Okay.
and it's going to be. I'm going to give you 2 boost die to count for those 2 threats this guy rolled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be hard at this point, though.
Okay.
So it's going to be your perception against. Actually, do average, because they just shot at you. They might be lighting up their location.
Okay.
So it's going to be against 2 purples, and you get 2 blues.
Right. And what's my perception?
It's going to be 1 yellow and 1 green.
All right. Rolling. I got 3 advantages.
Okay. So you don't know where that shot came from. But what do you want to do with 3 advantages? That's pretty significant.
Good question. Let me think. I don't know where the shot. Was there no sign of like a trajectory at all? There's just a sudden explosion. That's it.
Yeah, you can say it came from.
I'm just thinking, was there like any sort of trail?
I think it probably came in from this area somewhere. Not from behind you, not from the side.
Okay. Alright. Well, I mean, I'm sure that my companions probably heard that, or saw it, even.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously I don't need to tell them that, they may be carrying some heavy ordnance. What should I do? Well, I'm going to assume that they've discovered my position, so I'll try and relocate.
Okay, so you want to use it to get an extra maneuver? Like a free maneuver, basically?
Yes.
That sounds like a pretty sweet idea, actually. That's a good idea. So you kind of know that you've been compromised, you kind of scuttle away.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to go?
I'm thinking maybe here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of far away, but it's Star Wars. It's what we do.
Well, I do have
relative anyway.
I do have an ability called Sniper Shot, or talent called Sniper Shot, where I can increase the range band if I'm out of range or something like that.
You're pretty good. So you kind of slink away and you reappear up on this roof, prone again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Malek.
And I'll relay, that I've changed my location.
R4 beeps.
Malek aims over the crates and tries to shoot into Trooper 1, the Trooper 1 group. So that's long range, yeah?
Yeah, long range at this point.
So that's 3 purples.
Mm-hmm. And you get a boost.
Yeah, and then I'm aiming, so I get another boost.
Yeah,
right?
2 boosts.
Okay. So my damage is...
There's a triumph.
Yeah, I know. So that's 11 damage. And can I use the triumph to take away their action next turn? They can have their maneuver, but they just can't shoot.
You can take out that whole group if you want. That
With a
damage is
triumph?
enough. Yeah, because it's only a group of that group is actually only a group of 2
Okay.
now because of some of the stuff you did before, because of your brave actions, and you guys are thinning out the ranks with your sniper shooting earlier. This massive horde is actually much less than it would have been otherwise.
Okay. Well,
That
Malek
makes
just he squeezes the trigger a couple times, sends a couple bolts that way, and takes both the troopers out.
Bam! There's a bunch of dead bodies there on the steps. Okay.
Using the coordinates that Ivar had sent him earlier.
Sweet. Kirix, you're up.
They're still in long range, right?
Yes, they haven't moved.
Okay, they haven't moved. They could have, but
they're marching narratively, but they're still at long range.
Okay.
This is
But
typical
they'll be-
stupid Imperial stuff. They're just coming at you because they know however many fall, eventually there's going to be more behind them.
Okay.
And
So
in my case,
I'll do the defensive circle action. That means a lightsaber at hard test. Yes.
Does that deflect bolts or something?
It increases your defenses.
sweet. So roll it up, buddy.
Okay, 2 successes. That means me and 2 other people around me in short range note. So that should be Malek, and R4.
Mhm.
And the threat, well, let's say they don't increase mine. So they have +1 in their defenses, ranged and melee. Okay?
You're just more like deflecting their fire rather than trying to redirect it.
Yeah. Kirix sits on the ground and focuses, and then his lightsaber goes around, trying to ruin the shots of the enemies on these two.
Okay.
The lightsaber is floating around.
So for another one of the threats, 3 is quite a bit. The next attack against you gets a boost die.
Okay.
All right. And so, first stormtrooper group, or stormtrooper was listed as 3 there, is going to fire at Kirix. And there's actually only 2 of them now because you guys did so fucking good that last time. Kind of.
Do I detect a hint of disappointment?
Yeah. This system's hard to min-max. It's hard to game, so you have to do everything kind of by feel on how hard things are going to be, and sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. But on the other hand, it could be much harder. You guys aren't even into some of the big stuff yet, so it's all
Right.
good. It's all good.
Okay.
So ranged, they're going to do ranged heavy. It's going to be 3 greens. They're going to upgrade it once, so it's going to be that versus that, and you're in cover, so you get a setback. And then what's your defense now? Oh, it didn't apply to you, did it?
Yeah, it does. Since you gave them boost, so it does apply to me too.
Okay. So they give a boost, so you get 2 setbacks then, 2 attacks against you.
No, actually, it's 1 extra purple.
Oh, okay. So it increases the difficulty.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn powerful talent.
Yeah, that's why it's on the 3rd row.
I'm gonna, and you also get a setback because you're kind of in cover.
Okay.
And he's tiny.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
tiny.
that doesn't help.
It might narratively just if you miss. Oh,
Crap.
so,
Okay, I'm gonna lose 3 strains to reduce the damage by 3.
Okay. So they hit, and it's just 1 success, right? Their damage is going to be nice. So 10 damage. So you're going to take what, 7? But what's
7 minus soak.
What's your soak?
2. I take 5.
5 damage.
Can you do that with strain, or do you at all times, or do you need a talent to do that?
Yeah, talent.
Oh, you need a talent to reduce your damage you take by your strain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a lightsaber thing.
Oh, okay.
So your HPs now are like 11, right? Because your new build.
Yeah. Right now is at 6.
So let's say hurt. You have good. Have good medicine and stuff. So you get you make yourself a target by whipping out that lightsaber. You take the heat off of some of your buddies, but you take a shot. The second group of stormtroopers fires at Malek. Okay, so his defense is increased then. His difficulty's increased as well then, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give him he rolled 1 threat, so I'm going to give him a boost die. So they miss at 1 threat. So next attack against them is going to get a boost. Okay. So we're back to Ivar. And they also move. Their maneuver is to move.
They're moving
now-
closer.
Yeah, so now they're in, was it short range? Long range, short range?
Medium.
range.
Should be a medium.
Yeah, they're in medium. They're in medium range now. So they're down to here.
Good. Okay.
All right, Ivar.
Alright. I'm thinking concentrating fire on them.
Light them up. That's what Malek says over his comm link.
Mhm.
So right before you're getting ready to attack, your comm beeps and R4 sends you some information.
What do I get?
You gonna have a decision to make.
Okay. Okay.
Your spotter done you good. That was a good RP decision to have a spotter. I didn't think of that.
Right. Alright, well, I'll basically relay to the, negative on that first order. I just new development. There's a sniper up ahead. I'm going to try and pick him off.
All right. So you're, let's say you're medium range from him,
Okay.
and he's kind of.
He would have some sort of advantage because he is on higher ground.
So at least a setback.
Yes.
So that'd be against 2 purples and a black.
Okay. Alright, and that would be 2 yellow and 2 greens. Alright. Roll.
And I'm gonna give. Are you gonna aim or anything?
Yes.
You actually get 2 because of your talent.
2 blues.
Yeah.
Oh, I already kind of rolled.
You can add a blue. Just add a blue in. Roll again.
Okay. Okay, I got 4 successes, an advantage, and 2 threats.
All right. Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
4 successes, an advantage, and 2 threats.
Advantage, 2 threats. That evens out to 1 threat. The advantage and threats cancel out.
Okay.
So you have 4 successes and 1 threat. And what's your damage on your rifle there? I'll tell you if you don't have it handy.
Yes.
So
I really need to get that
that's all right.
settled with.
9. And how many? So 13. So that's 13 damage before soak. Ooh. His soak's only 1. He's not wearing much. So you really hit him good. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's the one that fired the missile tube at me.
I'm sorry. Excuse me again.
I'm going to assume that he's the one that fired that missile tube at me.
You don't know what it was.
Right. I mean, that's just what Ivar's thinking at the time.
Actually,
Whether or not that's true.
Yeah, it's something bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit him for 12 damage.
Not bad.
Sweet. And during this whole time, since you've held him off this long, an additional 200 people have kind of escaped behind you down into the tunnels, leaving 400 above ground and 1,600 saved. All right. It's this guy's turn. He's just gonna turn now towards Ivar again. He knows where he's at. He just actually let me do a perception check with him because it's not fair that he would get Ivar's position. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
he kind of snuck around to his flank. All of a sudden, he just gets blasted. He would at least have to make it. I think at least an average perception check.
all right.
Setback.
Yeah,
Alright,
I think
fair
that's
enough.
fair.
Do you guys think that's fair?
I mean, I don't care one way or the other, but sure.
I know you don't care if you die. I'm trying to make it harder.
Uh-huh. Well, I do care, but I'm just saying, if it happens, it happens, you know?
Is perception presence then? Ugh. I do.
Perception is
Cunning.
Cunning.
If you look
it's
at the
hunters.
character sheet in the parentheses, it tells you what trait that it uses or characteristic.
No, you're right. You're right. So it's gonna be. Let's roll it up. See if he even sees you. He doesn't. He doesn't see you, so he can't even take a shot. So that's his maneuver. Would be that kind of perception check, and his action is going to be to use those three advantages.
Mm-hmm.
He sees some civilians, at least. He just takes them out. So at least, like he just picks off like 5 or 6 of them. In the scheme of things, it's nothing. But they just lie dead, you know, like as they right before they're getting ready to go to safety, they just get exploded, and they get disintegrated.
Oh, that's not good. I probably recognize what kind of rifle he's using.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he needs to go down quickly. He just became my prime target.
All right, Malek's turn.
How far away is that sniper from me?
From you, he's long range.
So that's 3 purples.
Mm-hmm. And a setback.
Yeah, since he's way up there.
You could try to draw his fire to just. I mean, he doesn't know where I am, but I'm just saying, you know, draw his fire.
Well, you go before him next round, so I'm gonna assume that you're gonna kill him. So.
Right. I'm just saying though, expose him though, because I'm sure that he's gone to cover.
I don't think he did. No, because his maneuver was to try to find out where you were, and then his action was to shoot.
Good point. All right.
So I'm gonna shoot the Trooper 2. So I should get an extra boost dice against them, right?
Yep.
So 2 boost. They're medium range now, so 2 purple.
Mm-hmm. 2 purple. Whoa.
Holy crap.
You can activate crit there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You just want to take him out.
Yeah, just take him out. My crit is 3 on that gun.
That's insane.
You can activate 2 crits.
Yeah, but I think they're dead anyway, right? I mean,
As they get closer, just the sounds of battle become louder. Boom. They're taken out. Do you have any advantages left over?
if I do 1 crit, I have 3.
Okay. So you have 3 advantage left to spend.
I'll pass a boost. Can I pass a boost dice to Kirix?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
No,
I'll do then.
not to me, not to me, not to me.
No?
Give it to me.
Alright, I'll give it to Ivar. That's fine.
That guy's got a disruptor.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
You get a boost next time. Okay. You can probably. Okay, that's fine. All right, Kirix.
I'm gonna heal. Try to heal, at least.
Mhm.
Because I'm too low on hit points, so come on, yes, finally. So I go back to 10 hit points.
I'm surprised it wasn't too black.
All right, man. So that's your turn.
Yeah, that's it.
So these guys, they move into close range. Maybe go two back. They're behind the crate.
Okay.
They're getting closer. They're in close range. And they're going to shoot at Malek. So it's going to be set back because you're in cover. So is that defensive shield? That's only for one round, right?
Yeah, only for 1 round.
That's not still active.
No.
So they're at close range. So that's only one purple. And there you go. Damn it. Can't catch a break.
Don't worry, you'll pull a Kappa yet.
Okay. So as far as the advantage goes, they're going to take out some more civilians.
Wow.
Like they shoot at me and miss and hit somebody behind me or something like that.
Yeah. So there's 10 dead right now. There's 390. Actually, that's the next round. There's 190
Remaining top side.
190 remaining top side. And now we're into round 3.
Alright, Billy.
Smoke this jabroni.
So you're gonna have like 3 boosts if you aim and stuff.
Right, so it'd be 1 yellow, 2 green, or yes, 1 yellow, 2 greens, 2 purples. Is there still a black involved?
Yeah, just because of the elevation.
Right, and 3 boosts.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna upgrade the difficulty.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip up Destiny.
All right, go ahead.
So 3 purples.
3 purples. Okay. Okay, shall I roll?
Increase the difficulty, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Ooh, I got a failure and 2 advantages.
Can we flip a destiny point to change a failure to a success?
No. You can't do that. You can do some stuff though. Like you can make him slip. You know, you can do some things like that. He can slip down the edge of this thing and have to catch himself and.
Or just make his gun jam so he can't shoot this round.
You can do that. You can make his gun jam. That's in the rules.
All right, I'll do that and use the advantages to just take cover. Or no, you know what? That's not what Ivar would do. Ivar would actually, he would reveal his position to avoid more civilians getting capped. But he would also be, on the move, obviously. He'd just, kind of like, he'd get up, wave his arms around wildly to get the sniper's attention, then start booking it.
Okay. I don't know what the rule is about when you can use Destiny 20. Can you just use it anytime? And does it cost an action? Bruno? You know the system better than I do.
No, you can only use it out of your round if you're gonna increase the difficulty of an enemy test.
I'm just trying to do this right, guys, just because I don't want to do it wrong, and then like it becomes a habit, and we end up like with a boss or something, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understand.
So your turn was a shoot and a miss.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can use a destiny point. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Is everybody okay with that?
That's fine by me.
Yeah, sure.
Now you could have used it to upgrade your check as well. Or you could have used it to have it jam, his gun jam. So it doesn't make sense to me because as a GM, I can make your gun jam.
Right.
I just wanna avoid this situation where anytime it gets big, that people are just like your gun jams.
Guns jam on threats, right? On despairs, right? You can only generate despair when you roll a red dice, so you have to upgrade the difficulty from.
I thought it was described as he used a destiny point.
That's GM side.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems unfair to me. But he missed. It's tough luck.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the GM. If you want to do this, if you want to give that to us too.
I just don't want to set the precedent of doing that. Does that make sense? I don't want to be a dickhead about it. But
Okay.
Whatever, man. It's fine.
yeah. So he misses, and I'm gonna. The sniper's going to take a shot at.
I mean, I've got those advantages, so I'm obviously just try to book it while he's got his beat, trying to draw a beat on me.
Okay. Fair enough. So you kind of slink away then?
Well, not slink away, because if I do that, he's just going to go back to shooting civilians, and Ivar doesn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to draw his attention, but at the same time, present himself as a moving target.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is have the sniper then. I mean, it's become personal between them two, and this is a bad guy, right? So he loses his discipline, and he kind of shifts over to the other edge here, and he's really trying to get a position on Ivar. And then, so what I'm going to do is use 2 maneuvers and not attack this round to put myself, give myself a boost next round, and attacks against him are against 2 setback.
All right.
That sounds like what this guy would do. All right.
Okay.
So
Your call.
that's his turn. Now Malek's up.
Bruno, what are you gonna do this turn? Are you gonna attack these troopers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for the sniper. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So I'm gonna use strain to do 2 maneuvers, and so if I use 1 maneuver to get closer, what range will I be in? Medium range or still long range?
Medium.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will spend strain to move, and then aim for my second maneuver, and then shoot the sniper. So if he's at medium, that's 2 purple, and then aim is 1 blue, and then against 1 setback.
Flip a destiny.
2 setbacks.
2 setbacks. And
Flip
so,
a destiny.
what will that do? Will that upgrade my green?
That upgrades your attack.
But don't I have to have 1 green?
No, you don't.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
No, it can actually add another green if you don't have another green to upgrade, right?
Okay, so okay, that's fine. So I'm rolling 4 yellow then.
Yeah.
4 yellow, 1 blue, 2 purple, 2 black.
So what was it going to be? Was it going to be 3 yellow?
No, yes. Mm-hmm.
So then you just add a green as the next step.
No,
So it'll be-
it's 3 yellow and 1 green normally. So he turns the green.
Okay, gotcha.
to yellow.
Okay, that's correct. Oh yeah, man, your ranged heavy's badass.
So it's
So-
12 damage.
But then you exposed yourself,
Yep. Well, I hope I kill him.
and I hope I kill him.
He's dead.
So Malek just trucks forward, drops to a knee, and takes a shot up on the walkway there. Shoots him in the back because he's not looking for me, obviously.
Ivar gives you the stripes salute if you're familiar with that.
All right.
Is it me?
Yep, Kirix is up.
Okay, I'm gonna commit my only force die to use my sense force. That means I can upgrade the difficulty of any attacks against me by twice actually, by 1.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, since they are in short range, I'm gonna jump on them and attack with my lightsaber. Kirix uses his lightsabers upside down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna jump on them and attack them with my lightsaber. Melee is 2 purple, right?
Melee? It's 1.
Yep.
Isn't it 1?
Sure. I think it's 2. Because they are able to defend themselves.
Okay.
Oh, so 1 or 2? I'm not sure, let me check.
That's something to
Let
look up.
me check. Real quick. Defense. Actions.
Melee and ranged defense. Ranged bands. Engaged is. Shouldn't be this hard to look up. Engaged is easy.
But isn't that for
Oh, those are ranged attack difficulty. You're right.
yeah.
Melee attack difficulty is always 2 purple. You're right.
Yeah. Knew it. Okay, there goes. Ah, fuck.
What did he get?
Just one advantage.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do with the advantage?
I'm gonna increase their difficulties to hit me.
That's a little rich for 1 advantage.
You asked me, I just answered.
You can't do that. How about attacks against you get an extra setback?
Can I get a strain back?
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, because I'm only at 13 and I could use an extra one.
So you're back to 15.
No, to 14.
Oh, I thought you recover 2 strain.
1 for 1. Yeah, it's strain. It's 1 for 1.
Okie dokie. All right, so that's the stormtrooper's turn,
Okay.
and they're going to try to defend themselves. You just rushed at them. This crazy gerbil is waving a lightsaber in their face.
Increase the difficulty by 1, please.
2.
What's his battle cry if he has one?
Do you have a defensive one?
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, what's Kirix's battle cry?
He's got none.
Nub nub.
None. Oh, no. Yep, no. Yep, no. Yep, no. Ah! I miss. 2 advantage. They're gonna take out some civilians.